Okay, now the next Himachal or Middle Himalayas. Okay, so this is the second highest range. The first highest range was Greater Himalayas. Now the second highest range was Himachal. Okay, and that we can find on the southern part of Greater Himalaya. You can see in this map, southern part of जो Greater Himalaya है, there we can get Himachal. Okay, and their height is about 1500 to 3500 meter height. Okay, and what are the range that the middle ranges, that is most beautiful hill stations were located. Okay, in between of these two mountain ranges, the hill stations like Shimla, Nainital, Mussoorie, Kulu Manali, Darjeeling, okay, all these places were located, and this is an active tourist sports also, that is attractive tourist sport. Now last we move to the Shivaliks, or we can say outer Himalaya. Okay, Shivalik or outer Himalaya, these are the lowest ranges of Himalaya. That means our Himalaya ranges is divided into three phases: the Greater Himalaya, Middle Himalaya, that is Himachal, and the third one is Shivalik, जिसको हम outer Himalaya बोलते हैं. And this is the lowest ranges. Lowest ranges का मतलब है they do not having that much height compared to the other both. They are less than the 1500 meter heighted. Okay, and they also referred as foothills. इनको फुट हिल्स कहा जाता है बेटा. फुट हिल्स का मतलब होता है स्मॉल स्मॉल हिल्स ऑन द बेस ऑफ ग्रेट ग्रेट माउंटेन्स. स्मॉल हिल्स ऑन एंड इट इज़ ब्रोकन एंड डिसकंटिन्यूस. मतलब ये लगातार नहीं है, लाइक अ चेन इट इज़ नॉट देयर, इट इज़ ब्रोकन. समवेयर इज देयर, आफ्टर अ गैप समवेयर इज देयर, लाइक दैट. एंड दिस इज स्टिल अंडर फॉर्मेशन हम बोल सकते हैं. फॉर्मेशन का मतलब ये अभी भी बन रहा है. दैट इज़ वाई द सेडिमेंट्स जो होते हैं ना, पार्टिकल्स, द सैंड, द रॉक्स, दे आर नॉट स्टेबल, दे आर नॉट इन अ परफेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर, सो इट इज़ prone to landslide. वहाँ landslide बहुत ज़्यादा होता है because the rocks, the sediments are not fixed at all. Understand? So between Shivalik and Himachal, we are getting a long longitudinal what valleys. शिवालिक और हिमाचल रेंज के बीच में हमें वैली मिलती है. वैली मीन्स यू नो ना, वैली मीन्स इट्स अ लो लैंड बिटवीन टू माउंटेन्स. ओके, वैली का मतलब है लो लैंड बिटवीन टू माउंटेन्स. नाउ दिस लॉन्ग लॉन्गिट्यूडनल वैली इज नोन एज डून्स. ओके, इसको डून्स कहते हैं. एंड विच आर द हैविंग द रिच ग्रेजिंग ग्राउंड. बेटा ग्रेजिंग ग्राउंड का मतलब होता है आप हिंदी में नहीं बोलते, हम लोग चराना जाते हैं गाय इसको, कैटल्स को. सो दिस प्लेस इज़ फुल ऑफ शॉर्ट ग्रासेस, सो इट इज़ वेरी गुड प्लेस टू डू grazing work by the cattles like goats, sheep, etc. Okay, an example they are giving Dehradun, that is it, Uttarakhand. Understand? Now there are some hills which is situated on the northeast of this ranges, that is called Purvanchal hill. वो पूर्व की तरफ पड़ता है ना, इसलिए उसको पूर्वांचल हिल कहते हैं. एंड द थ्री हिल्स वेर पटकाई बूम, नागा हिल्स एंड मिजो हिल्स. And these are the three hills which are together known as Purvanchal hills, and also they are sharing the international boundary with a country called Myanmar. Apart from that, Garo, Khasi and Jantia hills जो है, they are sharing boundary with Bangladesh. Okay. Okay. Now the world wettest place, that is Mount Sinram. Now Mount Sinram is situated in Cherrapunji in Khasi Hills, Meghalaya. Khasi Hills, Meghalaya. So we can know that this is the place where the world's wettest is counted. The average rainfall of more than 11,000. Okay, the average rainfall is more than 11,000. That is measured. Okay, so what we understood in this concept, we have three faces of Himalayas, that Greater Himalaya, Middle Himalaya, that is known as Himachal, and the third one is Shivalik, which is known as Outer Himalaya. Okay, now we move with Northern Plain. Okay, now in Northern Plain, it is lie on the south of Himalaya. If you see the map, here it is mentioned plain of Ganga. That means the plain formed by Ganga River. Okay, so and in the south part of Himalaya, we can see the deposition of alluvium soil, that is silt, which is brought down by the three rivers. ये तीन रिवर है जिसके कारण ये प्लेन्स फॉर्म हुए हैं, दैट इज इंडस, गंगा एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र. Okay, now we start with the first river, that is Indus. Now it is mentioned that Indus originates from Lake Mansarovar. Okay, now Mansarovar Lake is situated in Tibet, understood, and it drains into the Arabian Sea. That means its starting point is Mansarovar, okay, and it ends with the Arabian Sea. Understand? So here in the map you can see Indus River flowing from Jammu Kashmir towards the Pakistan area and coming to the Arabian Sea. Okay, you can see the flow and it is mentioned in the map also. Indus River having its own tributaries. Okay, tributaries means small channels of a major river. So here in the map you can see that Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Satluj, these are the tributaries of Indus River. Okay, and its starting point is Mansarovar Lake in Tibet. And where is Mansarovar situated? That is the below of Kailash Parbat. I think you all have heard about Kailash Parbat. Okay, Kailash mountain. Now here this famous five rivers of Punjab that I already told you, Chenab, Jhelum, Satluj, Ravi and Beas, these are the main tributaries of Indus River. And though a part of Indus basin means the nearby area of a river, this area lies in the Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, and largely now we can see in Pakistan also, because the Indus River is flowing through the Pakistan country. So here it forms a huge delta. Okay, delta at Karachi in Pakistan. Now what is delta? Beta, delta is a flat area of land in the shape of triangle. Okay, this delta formed due to the flowing of rivers. Different tributaries flow, and the sediments which is coming through the water, it stores nearby the area, and the only water is mixed with the sea or an ocean. The nearby area with the sediments form a triangle shaped land. उस ट्रायंगल शेप लैंड को हम यहाँ पे डेल्टा कहते हैं. ठीक है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ इंडस रिवर द डेल्टा इज फॉर्म्ड इन द कराची region. Understand? Now next is Ganga Plain. Now Ganga Plain is situated where it is the in between of Himalaya and the Peninsular Plateau. बेटा मैप में आप जो आपको शेड दिख रहा है ना, वाइट शेड, दैट इज ऑल आर नोन एज Peninsular Plateau. And in the Jammu Kashmir side you can see the brown colored shade, that is the mountains. So between the mountains and the Peninsular Plateau, between we can see the plains of Ganga. Okay, so here this Ganga originates from Gangotri glacier. We already learned about the three glaciers, Saichen, Gangotri and Yamunotri. तो ये जो गंगा रिवर है वो गंगोत्री ग्लेशियर से स्टार्ट होता है. ठीक है, now and it drains to Bay of Bengal. मतलब starting point is Gangotri Himalaya, but end is end by the Bay of Bengal, and it has large number of tributaries. एक दो तीन नहीं, बहुत सारे tributaries है, छोटे छोटे channels है गंगा के. Okay, and because of these rivers we are getting a huge plain area, that is 1800 kilometer. We count from Punjab to West Bengal, the wide of 250 kilometer. This huge plain area is known as northern plain, and it is full of alluvial soil and water. Alluvial soil, that means a very nice soil, fertile soil for agriculture purpose. Okay, now the agriculture purpose and growing wheat, sugar, cane, barley and maize, etc. Now the plain supports a large population. Okay, now as we know all that, the plain is the flat area where the factories, road, transport, buildings, everything should be constructed. Okay, so now we next move to the Brahmaputra River. Now Brahmaputra River originates from near the Mansarovar Lake, where we already learned about. Indus River also originates near Mansarovar in Tibet. Okay, and it travels distance easternwards from Tibet. Tibet is also known as Sangpo, and it cuts Himalayan range in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, it cuts Himalayan range in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and enter into Assam. Okay, so this is the way it enters to our country, and here the deposits of Brahmaputra River make the fertile plain, and it enters to Bangladesh and meet Ganga before falling to Bay of Bengal. Okay, so this is the structure of the direction how Brahmaputra starts from Mansarovar Lake and ends to Bay of Bengal. Okay, and here because of these two rivers, that is Ganga River and Brahmaputra, jointly make a huge delta. Okay, you can see here the Sundarban, it is written. You can see above the Bay of Bengal, it is in a small, it is written Sundarban. Okay, so Sundarban is the largest delta in our world, and it is made with the help of Ganga and Brahmaputra River. Now it is used to grow the crops like rice and tea. I already explained you how the delta is formed. Now we move to Planisilar Plateau. Now what is Planisilar Plateau? Now this is our first landform, that is mountain. Second, we learn about northern plain. Now the third one is Planisilar Plateau. Now this Planisilar Plateau, you can see in this map only, that you can get the south of Ganga. Okay, this Planisilar Plateau, where we can see the south area of Ganga River or Ganga plain, we can say. Okay, so you can see in this map the yellow shade whole, it is known as Planisilar Plateau. Okay, and this Planisilar Plateau is divided into three, that is you can see one Malwa Plateau below the Aravalli range, one you can see in Chota Nagpur Plateau nearby plain the south part of plain of Ganga. In the eastern side of India, we can see Chota Nagpur Plateau, and the south side, that is known as Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is having the huge mass of plateau compared to Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay, so here in this map we can get that. Now what is the usefulness of this plateau, that we can learn. This plateau is full of Okay, so all the plateaus are rich in minerals and mining. That means these plateaus are important in minerals and mining activity. Now some of the rivers were originate from the same plateau, that is Chambal, Betwa and Son. So these three rivers were flowing from north, okay, and Narmada, Tapi, they are flowing west. The Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and Vaigai, so these are flowing from east. Understood? The Narmada and Tapi flow through Rift Valley, drain into Arabian Sea. Drain into Arabian Sea means these two rivers flow through the Rift Valley. Rift Valley we already understood in previous chapter, I think. The valley which is created by the some tectonic movements of the earth. Okay. Now after that they drain into that, they will fall into Arabian Sea, forming the estuaries. Now estuaries means what? I just show you the diagram of estuaries. See this. This is the diagram of estuaries. In that what we can see that the rivers mixing to the sea or any of the water body, that is the wide mouth of a river is known as estuaries. You can see from this diagram. Okay. Now the east flowing rivers indicate that the Deccan Plateau having the slope of west to east. Okay, because if these rivers which are flowing from west to east, if the flow is there, then west to east means the slope is also from west to east. Okay, so they are originated from the high western ghats, और western ghats को सादरीस भी कहा जाता है, which form a western edge of that plateau. Okay, western edge. I show you the map. See in this map, you can see the both the side, western ghats and eastern ghats. So what they want to say, there is a slope in this ghat from west to east. So whatever the river in west, now they are flowing towards the east, cutting the edges or cutting the eastern ghats, and then flow down or mix to the Bay of Bengal. Okay, like this. So here eastern ghats also we understood that is those the rivers flowing from western ghat coming to eastern ghats and then fall into Bay of Bengal. Now these rivers form a large delta. And now what is delta? I will show you here. See this. This is the formation of delta. Delta means what? A land that is in a triangular shape. How that shape got? That shape got due to the sediments deposited there. The sediments which is coming through the flow of water, that deposited, and then the water will mix to the sea or ocean. That sediments form a triangular shape. Okay. River Godavari is also known as Ganga of the South. The west. Now we will learn about what are the features of western and eastern ghat. The western ghats are higher and unbroken, are parallel to west coast. Higher means they are the highest, and parallel means they are not joining to the west coast, but they are along with the west coast. Okay, parallel means the two line that never meet. Okay, so in eastern ghat it is not like that, it is discontinuous. Why it is discontinuous? Due to the river which coming from western ghats cut them and flow into the Bay of Bengal. Okay, now the Deccan Plateaus extends means what is the area that is almost southern, up to the southern tip of India. Okay, now there are some hills like Nilgiri Hills, Cardamom Hills, Annamalai Hills. They all are in the western part of India, that is western ghats. They all are situated. Now Annamalai Hills, that is also known as Annaimudi, that is the highest peak in the southern India. And why these areas are famous? These areas are famous due to the cultivation of coffee, tea and variety of spices. क्योंकि वहाँ पे टी, कॉफ़ी एंड बहुत सारे मसाले ग्रो होते हैं, इसीलिए वो एरिया फेमस है. Now we will go with the other form, that is the Great Indian Desert. Great Indian Desert, it lies on the northwestern part of India. Okay, northwestern part of India means we can see here Now this is the northwestern part, you can see as written as desert. Now this is the Great Indian Desert. The another name is Thar Desert. Okay, now this desert actually falls on the above of, that is the western side of Aravali ranges. I can show you the another. See this here, the western side of Aravali ranges, you can see in this map. Now this extends to westward of Aravali range and into the desert of Sindh in Pakistan. So this is the extent of Great Indian Desert, that is the Thar Desert. Now this is the subcontinent which receives very little rainfall. As we know that the desert receives very less rainfall in monsoon season, so there is very limited scope of agriculture. The agriculture is depend on the season, monsoon season, and it is limited. But because of the construction of Indira Gandhi canal, here they are getting lots of water which carries from river Satluj. The river Satluj is the tributary of Indus River, what we already understood in northern plain. So here this Satluj river water carried by this canal provides lots of water to the nearby area of Thar Desert and the changes in landscape also. Okay, now we move to coastal plain. Now here coastal plain are divided into two parts. We can see here in this map, you can see the coastal plain that is divided into western coast and eastern coast. That is we can see here it is written as Western Ghat. So the strip you can see na, the darker color, that is Konkan coast, it is written. In Kerala side it is Malabar coast they have written, and the eastern part Coromandel coast is written. So this actually the dark blue color gives you the indication of all these coast. Okay, so it is divided into two, that is western coast and eastern coast. Now the west coast, it is a narrow flat strip between the Western Ghat and Arabian Sea. Okay, it is a narrow flat strip between Arabian Sea and Western Ghat. And the Malabar coast in Kerala, you can see here downwards, Malabar coast in Kerala, which is very much famous for the backwaters. Okay, now what is a backwater? It's a part of river, or it's a part of a large water body which is separated due to the high waves. Okay, which is separated due to the high waves, and then later on it mixes with the oceans. That is a backwater, और उसको lagoons भी कहते हैं. ठीक है, lagoons किसे कहते हैं? When the we can say the sea water trapped between the land and sea with the help of sandbar. बेटा sandbar को बालू कहा जाता है. A long mass of sand. With the help of that, water is trapped. Okay, it is collected between land and sea, between the sandbars. उसको lagoons कहा जाता है. So what they want to say that east coast is broad compared to west coastal. East coast is broad and it's having a fertile region due to the all peninsular river flow into the Bay of Bengal. ठीक है, whatever the rivers coming or flowing from western ghats, they are cutting the edge of eastern ghats and flowing into the Bay of Bengal, and it gives us large delta. Okay, उसके कारण क्या मिल रहा है हमको? Large deltas, and these rivers forming distributaries. Now meaning of distributary means it's a branch of a river which never returns to its mainstream. Okay, whatever the river coming and coming, that is flowing into the Bay of Bengal, they never returns to its mainstream. So that is known as Bay of Bengal forming distributaries. Okay. Now the last topic, two island groups. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, that is situated in the Bay of Bengal. Actually this is the volcanic island. Volcanic island means the island which is formed due to the eruption of sea floor. Okay, this island is formed due to the eruption of volcanoes on the sea floor. Okay, now it is they having the plenty of coral reefs. The sea around there is plenty of coral reef. Now what is coral reef? Actually coral reef means it is the underground ecosystem. Now underground ecosystem means it is full of skeletons of small water creatures formed together like a island. Okay, that is the coral reef. उसे coral reef कहा जाता है. Now close to the main group there is one island known as Barren Island. I just give you the picture. This is the Barren Island nearby Andaman and Nicobar, and it is the India's only one active volcano. It is erupted recently after being inactive for 200 years. Okay, so this is the India's only one active volcano that is situated in the Barren Island. Now most of these islands are inhabited, that is means uninhabited. Inhabited का मतलब होता है no people were living there. Okay, no people were living there. Some of the tribes are there, that is the small primitive group. They do not welcome any other visitors also, so there is not large population. They are living only some people, those who are belongs to primitive group, that is the old people, those who belongs to like we can say na primitive age we studied in the previous standards. Those who are not interested or not that much advanced like us. Okay, now the next is Lakshadweep Island. Now Lakshadweep Island, here there is a two picture I can show you. These are the islands groups of India. First one is the Lakshadweep Island and second shows the Andaman and Nicobar Island. So the Lakshadweep Island is situated off the coast of Kerala in Arabian Sea, and they are the coral islands. Beta, coral islands means the same I told you right now. The islands are built up by the skeletons of minute sea creatures. ठीक है, जिसको coral polyps कहते हैं. And these islands are not large, they are very small in numbers compared to Andaman and Nicobar Island. And these islands too are uninhabited, means no one is living there, no population is there, nothing is there. Okay, hope you all understood this chapter.